What if I told you I have 10 perfumes in my collection that will not only grab a man's attention, but will keep it as well, especially when you're out on a date? His eyes are going to be on you. He's not going to notice anybody else in the room. If you want to know what these fragrances are, keep watching. Okay, guys, as I mentioned, I have some fragrances in my collection that work perfectly for that date night, whether it's a brand new date and you really want to catch someone's attention, or perhaps someone you've been seeing for a while, or perhaps you're married and your significant other, you want to just kind of add something that just really stands out and catches his attention. These fragrances are fabulous for that. And now there are a ton of fragrances on the market that are perfect for dating, but these are the ones in my collection that I highly recommend. So if you enjoy fragrance videos and you end up liking this video, I hope you'll take a minute to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then you know each time I upload a new fragrance review. So without further ado, let's get right on into the video. The very first fragrance that I'm going to share with you is called Queens and Monsters Eau de Parfum by Henry Rose. And now this company was actually started by Michelle Pfeiffer when she became a new mom. She wanted to wear fragrance, but she didn't want anything toxic that could affect her children, her babies. So she created a brand that is clean, it's transparent, and it is also genderless. So this is a unisex fragrance. However, this particular one, to me, leans a little bit more on the feminine side, but an outstanding fragrance. It is very, very different. And I just really like this one a lot, especially in the opening. You're going to get a hint of some petitgrain that mixes with a lot of jasmine. You've got freesia in here, really stands out. There's a soft sweetness to this fragrance. There's a creamy, rich sandalwood that mixes with, of course, vanilla. Love having vanilla in my fragrances. And then there's lots of patchouli and ambroxan. So this will capture the attention. Now, I think this one, probably for someone that you've been dating for a while and you just kind of want to step it up a little bit, then I definitely recommend the Queens and Monsters by Henry Rose for sure. I'm going to put a link to their website in the description box so that you can check them out for yourself and look at all the different fragrances they have to offer. All right, next I've got Sunkissed Dahlia by Skyler, and this is one of their newest fragrances. Oh my goodness, you guys. I have a lot of Skyler fragrances, and I have to say this is creeping up to one of my favorites from the brand. This is another clean beauty brand that is great for sensitive skin. It's non-toxic and something that you can spray on without a worry. And this particular scent is just absolutely gorgeous. I see this for like a date where you're maybe going to brunch and then maybe going, walking around window shopping. This is such a beautiful, stunning fragrance. Lots and lots of apple. So very crisp, tart apple. There's mamey, which is kind of like a melon. And then you've got some dahlia, lots and lots of dahlia. There's jasmine, custard. So this is almost dessert-like. You're going to smell absolutely edible. There is vanilla, amber, and sandalwood as well. Again, beautiful fragrance, really stands out. This is especially stunning if you're just starting to date someone. This is going to be memorable. This is one of those fragrances that it's just so feminine and beautiful and unforgettable that the person you're with is just going to like absolutely adore this. And again, it's got that custard in there. You're just going to smell absolutely delicious. And again, this one is Sunkissed Dahlia by Skyler. All right, we cannot forget Geron. And this one is Mon Guerlain Intense Eau de Parfum by Geron. This is that wife, like the ultimate wife type fragrance. And I know Jeremy Fragrance in the past has compared the original one to a wife perfume. This is the intense version. So this is like the MVP of wives fragrance. This one has a lot of vanilla with lavender. So if you enjoy a scent of lavender, then this is definitely one that you will really, really like. This is great if you're going out with your spouse and you're going to a nice dinner somewhere, or maybe you've been dating someone for a while and you kind of want to drop the hint like, where's my ring? Kind of spray this one on. Keep spraying this one on every time you go out with them. Eventually, it's just going to fall for you, right? Pop the question. That's what you could hope for, right? Anyway, this one is gorgeous. Like I said, lots of lavender, mandarin, vanilla, iris, patchouli, licorice. And then you've got a nice creamy sandalwood and musk, but a stunning, feminine, gorgeous fragrance that is long lasting, projects nicely. It does get a little closer to the body, but it still does a really nice job. It surrounds you in this bubble. You'll keep getting wafts of this throughout the day. The person you're with is just going to absolutely love this one. And again, this one was the Montguerlain Intense by Montguerlain. Next, I've got Woman by Ralph Lauren Intense by Ralph Lauren. This is a classic, stunning, sophisticated fragrance that I recommend. Like if you're with your significant other, maybe you're going to a black tie event and you really want to stand out, smell classy, sophisticated. Oh, this is the fragrance for you. Now this one has a lot of neroli in the opening, and then you have a tartness that stems from the rhubarb, and the combination is absolutely gorgeous. There's lots and lots of tuberose. So if you're a tuberose fan, this is definitely something you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of. Jasmine, vanilla, sandalwood, as well as amberwood. Again, a very sophisticated, classy type of fragrance that maybe you want to wear to a black tie event or a very romantic dinner somewhere. It is a nice, long-lasting fragrance, projects nicely, leaves a gorgeous trail. And again, this one was the Woman by Ralph Lauren Intense by Ralph Lauren. All right, I've got to show Note Vanille by M. Mikolov. This is a gorgeous, another classy, sophisticated fragrance that will just knock his socks off. It smells beautiful, especially if you love a vanilla fragrance. Then this is one that is just phenomenal. I think it's so beautiful and feminine and classy. I could see a weekend getaway with someone and you bring this along. Every time he hugs you, it's going to be this lingering scent on him that he is just not going to be able to forget. That is definitely this fragrance. Mandarin, so a slight citrus opening, and then it tones down. You've got some very nice floral accords, vanilla, of course, and then there's this booziness in here from cognac. There's rum, amber, and sandalwood. So it is one of these fragrances that's just going to have his head spinning. He's just going to be so enjoying your scent and your company. And again, you're going to be unforgettable. This is a great fragrance. I do love this one. It's one of my favorites from M. Mikolov. And again, this one is the Note Vanille Eau de Parfum. This one, oh my gosh, the Vita Tahiti by Paris Monte Carlo is it. This is just a stunning, beautiful fragrance. It opens with champaka. Oh, ylang ylang. You know what it reminds me of? Those tropical flowers. You just bury your nose in it after it's been warmed by the sun. Lots and lots of vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. And so this is one of those fragrances that's great if you're going on vacation somewhere and you really want to make an impression. This is it. Trust me, this is long lasting. It projects nicely, very feminine in my opinion. Although this is a unisex fragrance, this one does lean on the feminine side. Now, I've never smelled it on a man, but I'm sure a guy could totally pull this one off. Fabulous fragrance. Again, this one is the Vita Tahiti by Paris Monte Carlo. All right, next I've got Dior Addict Eau de Parfum by Dior. This is great for a first date, someone you've been dating a while, and your significant other, your spouse. This works for all occasions. This is just a gorgeous, powdery, kind of boozy vanilla that just fits with everything. Whether you're going on a lunch somewhere and it's or a coffee shop and it's raining out and you spray this on, it's just cozy. It's like a warm hug. You can wear it for a fancy dinner, for a casual luncheon. It's just a great, versatile fragrance that smells, in my opinion, incredible. Opens with a nice citrusy mandarin, and then develops into jasmine. So it's got a very nice floral background going on, and then loads and loads of bourbon vanilla. Now, I personally smell like something a little bit spicy in here, like a cinnamon, although that note is not listed. It gives it something that really stands out. This one is one that I just love having in my collection. It's one of those show-stopping fragrances that people will ask, what are you wearing? I recommend getting the Dior Addict by Christian Dior. All right, next I've got Reckless by Roja, the Parfum. This is like a fragrance. You've been dating someone for quite some time and they want to take you on this whirlwind vacation. Who knows where? I'm just throwing things out there. Europe. And you want to smell like $1 million wherever you go. Reckless. Like you're the spontaneous woman. Leave your cares behind. Let's go on vacation. Then I would definitely be taking this one with me. This is a beautiful fragrance that smells so feminine and classy and rich. Lots of mandarin, neroli, soft whispers of a powdery rose. It's not overpowering. Mixes nicely with vanilla. A little spiciness going on, which comes from the cinnamon. And then you have some sandalwood and styrex. So this is a fabulous, rich smelling, sophisticated type of fragrance. The woman, you know, she gets what she wants. She is, in a sense, spoiled. That's this. Reckless by Roja. Try it out. Again, I'm going to put links to all of these fragrances in the description box. So if that kind of fits your personality and you really want to make an impression and you want to fly off somewhere fun, then definitely take this one with you. Next, I have one of my favorites, Bosphorus Pearl by El Habra. This is a beautiful fragrance. It reminds me a lot of a mix between Delina and Delina Exclusive by Parfums de Marly. This is that free spirit, fun. This is great if you're just starting to date someone. The fragrance itself really, really stands out and makes an impression. And that is definitely what you want to do, especially if you're with someone new. And this is one of those fragrances that will linger. They'll give you a hug and then they're going to smell you hours and hours later on their clothes. And then they're just going to be thinking about you and when they're going to be able to see you again. Yeah, that's this one. And it is just, oh, I love it. So if you've had the chance to smell Delina Exclusive, you'll get an idea of what this smells like. It's got rose, ylang ylang, a little bit of musk, some amber, and then a dry wood that gives this a little bit of some dryness in there, a slight woodiness, but a lot of like mouth-watering tartness in the opening, kind of what Delina does. And if you want him to be thinking about you all the time, then girl, I highly recommend Bosphorus Pearl by El Habra. And last but not least, we have Si Intense Eau de Parfum by Giorgio Armani, and I believe this one came out in 2021. I love this one. I like it better than the original. This one has black currant. It's a little deeper, a little heavier, more syrupy, if that makes sense. And it has a gorgeous Turkish rose in here. Reminds me a little bit of that Turkish delight dessert. There's a benzoin and then lots of patchouli. Really sophisticated fragrance that can also be fun and flirty at the same time. So this is great for first date or you're with your spouse. This is a great, fun, flirty, spontaneous fragrance that works for most dating, scenarios. But this is great. You get the idea. Most occasions, fabulous, flirty, fun, sexy, sophisticated, all wrapped up into one. So if you like those types of fragrances, then you'll really like the Si Intense by Giorgio Armani. There were the 10 fragrances from my collection that are perfect for that date night. I hope you agreed. I would love to know what fragrances you wear, especially when you go on a date, whether it's a first date or maybe you're married with your spouse. What do you love spraying on before you go out? Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy day to watch my video, and I will see you again real soon.